What is up, everybody? Welcome to yet another episode of your favorite sports betting podcast, especially after last week. It is your host, Brian Hollywood Hagen, along with my beautiful, lovely co-host, the Woodman, David Woody. What's up, big man?
What's up, Brian?
4-1 last week. We had a little tandem piece on a couple of our picks. So we brought it to a total of 5 plays. Now, here's the deal with those 4-1 pieces. First of all, fuck you, Lance Lane. If it was anybody else tapping that mound, we would have had a perfect game ourselves.
Indeed.
But the grand scheme of things is, you know, I was doing a little tout piece on Twitter, went ahead and posted something, and I realized, holy fuck, 4 of the 5 we won 4 of the 5, but 3 of the 4 we won were on the plus side of the juice.
Yeah.
We're telling you how to stretch a dollar in this day and age.
In terms of units, it was a fantastic week for us.
Fantastic. I think it's a fantastic unique week.
And by the way, you know that because you look at the amount of money you won. You're like, well, that was pretty good.
Damn Skippy. Fucking A. But at Jump to Sharp on Twitter, you know where to find us. Look, I'm not going to lie. We tried to have some grandiose experiments happen tonight, but we got a lot of research to do. But we're looking to get into you guys seeing our faces more often, and possibly with live streaming our podcast when they're recorded. But we'll figure that out. But maybe at the very least, go for it.
Maybe Twitch, maybe YouTube. Those seem to be the two consensus.
Maybe even YouTube. Yeah.
So we'll see what we can. We're going to just do whichever one makes the most sense for us, and not really. You all haven't been clamoring to see my face. Let's put it that way.
Nor should you. But I had a buddy of mine who said, "Man, you got to get this shit on YouTube. I'll see it on YouTube." And I'm like, "Really? Like, wouldn't you rather hear it than watch it?" But I don't know. Some people listen, quote unquote, to podcasts on YouTube. It doesn't make any sense to me. But it is what it is.
They do.
But yeah, we're going to get back to some Acto this week. We're sniffing the anal crevices of the NFL season, and we cannot wait for that because I don't care what's today? Oh no, we normally record on Thursdays. The preseason opener is tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, the
Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
Go Jags, by the way. Jags money line saying it right now. Fuck it. I mean, if they're not going to play well in the regular season, they might as well get a W out of the gate in the preseason. That's a homer pick.
Preseason's tough though, man.
I'm rooting for Dougie Peterson.
They don't really play basically any of their starters.
That's why the Jaguars will win. Okay. You know, they probably have the best B team in the league because they play normally anyway. So there it is.
Look at him go.
Look at me go. Without further ado, then, I mean, after that, I feel like I need to wet my whistle after making such a delicious pun. But as always, first, it's going to be the Woodman leading off. And it is time for America's favorite segment. That is, what are we drinking, Woodman?
A little bit of the bubbly.
I'm glad you asked because I've been dying to pop this can so I can try this damn thing.
Damn Skippy. I've been sitting here dry too. I can't wait.
I have given you had a taste of this actually when we were tailgating. And but it's not one of the ones we discussed on the show. So this is the Separatist
nice. Yep.
Strands of Gold, it's called. And it is, the Separatist is that place that's right down the street here. And it's meant to be
closed when I was trying to go to it to pick you up. Fucking assholes.
Well, that's Cartesian.
Oh, sorry.
Both, there's one each. I live near 2 breweries, actually.
You told me if I got there early to go to Cartesian.
Yeah.
It was closed, so I sat in an Acme parking lot watching the worst walks of life go by, waiting for you for about 20 minutes, meanwhile putting in bets. But you didn't tell me, the Separatists is just due west of that.
I didn't, because I assumed the one closer one would be open. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's got... it's got pretty good. It's pretty boozy.
Bougie?
Boozy. 8.4.
Like Applebee's on a date night?
And it's kind of like a hazy. It's like its own kind of like hazy, like double IPA.
Damn.
So
I don't think I've ever seen you look more chestified right there. You put that fucker down and stood up straight and opened that. Had some peck action going on there, Woodman. I'm not going to lie. You say you don't think people want to see your face? Oh, they want to see those pecs. Oh, look at that pour. Perfect amount of head, no pun intended, and a nice little hazy piece. It's
delicious.
Bubbly.
Yeah, it's delicious. You said it wasn't like your favorite necessarily because it does have
A little fruity.
I'll say it has definitely has tropical fruit notes to it. I don't find that to be overpowering, which would be awful and gross. But for me, it works. I like the tropical notes. I think I said hazy, but it's not hazy actually.
Do they entitle it hazy
I
on
don't
the
know.
on the can?
Let's read it again.
Yeah, let's go for it again.
No, they don't. It's just a double IPA. It's not hazy.
Gotcha. You were fooled by the golden nature.
I was fooled by the golden nature.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm enjoying it, and giddy up to the Separatist Project. They make lots of nice beers, so check them out.
Beautiful, and I would love to check that out last Tuesday, but a friend of mine veered me in the wrong direction. I'm going to go with a beer that I've never had by a brewery I've never heard of.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to a friend of mine who stopped over last week and just brought a 4-pack. You know, he said he was picking up his daughter. His daughter was having a play date with my daughter.
Yeah.
And he showed up with a 4-pack and said, because what the girls are playing when their dad gets here, what do they say? Come on, Dad, can we have 5 more minutes? And he said, fuck yeah. Phillies are just starting. And I just brought a nice little 4-pack of this, John. And I said, hell yeah, my man, pots and pans. This is called...
That's a dad who gets it, isn't it?
Fucking A. You ain't kidding. I'd shout out to him if you're listening. It's called Of Hops and Clouds. It's a hazy double IPA by a little organization by the name of Vault Brewing.
I have had that beer.
Wow.
I have had it, and I really liked it. I hope you like
Yardley Corporation.
Yes.
Vault Brewing Of Hops and Clouds hazy double 8 APV. Oh, that was a little wet one. I might have got that on the mic.
I don't remember if I had it on the show or not, but I've definitely had it.
How about that? Well, it shows how much I pay attention. It doesn't ring a bell with the vaultness, but 4.11 on Untapped. I'm doing a nice little. Is that
that's a good number, right?
That's a good number. Anything over 4, I'm interested. But if you get to the 4.1s, look, I think we might have twins here as far as lookage. I mean, it's a little. This one might be a little bit more of a thicker, but
yours is more translucent.
Oh yeah, that'll make your bull run. That is refreshing. It's not like carbonated refreshing, like when you say, "Oh, you see the old fucking polar bears with the Coca-Colas during Christmas," and like, like I could do that with this and just look at you like that. But it is refreshing, almost in like a carbonated drink way, but it's not an overly carbonated beer, if that makes sense. It's lighter. It's a little drier actually on the tail end here. Like I do have a little bit of a drier top palate right now, which I don't mind at all. I kind of dig that. But giddy up to Vault Brewing Company. I would rate this. Yeah, I would say they're dead on. 4.1, 4.15 out of 5. Giddy
it's
up.
Delicious and crisp. Yardley,
crisp.
PA.
Good word.
Thank you. Yardley, PA in Bucks County, if people know.
How about that?
Right by New Hope. Yardley's real close to New Hope.
Yeah, all right. Giddy up to that. You know what? And I'm going to do a little, here's a little teeny bit. I think it would behoove us. I'm going to pour a little bit out on the side there for one Mr. Vin Scully.
Yes.
Who we lost yesterday as of recording this in the baseball world and in the broadcasting world and in the sports world. Maybe the greatest broadcaster of all time, arguably. I
think he was.
Incredible that those words could be said about one man who we just lost after all this time. Just a tremendous talent, and it's one of those voices that even if you're not a baseball fan or a Dodger fan especially, but even if you're just a general sports fan, you've heard this fucker's voice. You know his voice.
Definitely. Now, I will say it's not his voice that made him so good, though, right? I'm blanking on. Oh my gosh, Brian, please help me. The Phillies guy forever with the great
Harry
voice.
Callis.
Harry Callis. Thank you.
Geez, the show's over.
He had a very
distinct,
kind of quintessential, but still distinct broadcaster's voice. Vin kind of didn't actually, but it's just that he was so good at the job. He would be like. There's never been anyone who could be telling a long story and interjecting in the middle of the story in the most seamless, natural way to tell you that somebody grounded out to third, and then just continuing on with this. And the stories were always great. And this is guy who's on the air for 4 hours a night for half the year for like 60 years.
So I want to give a little toast to Vin Scully. You were talking about Harry. Harry has that kind of like drawn out, and it was just a beautiful thing. My personal favorite broadcaster of all time, but obviously I'm biased for Philly. But Vin Scully has just that grandpa storytelling way.
Yes.
And he mentioned it before, and I heard Bob Costas talk about it, and it's so brilliant because I went to broadcasting school, and it is so true. I was telling the story to you and our friends in the parking lot, but I had this one instructor who said, "Who thinks like what is the hardest, in your opinion? What is the hardest sport to broadcast?" I mean, I'm 24 years old, and I raised my hand. He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Hockey." He said, "Why?" I said, just a ton of people's names, different. You got line changes here or there, action constantly going. He goes, "No." He said, "The reason is because action is constantly happening. You always have something to talk about. Just memorize the names and numbers. You have content. You don't really have much to say." Who wants to take another shot at it? No one raised their hand. I raised my hand. He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Baseball." And he goes, "Why?" And I said, "Because of everything the opposite of what I just said." He said, "Boom, you're exactly correct. You have to fill in the voids and the gaps." And the Bob Costas thing, what he was talking about Vin Scully saying is that Vin Scully was mentioning how doing a radio broadcast, you paint the picture. Doing a TV broadcast, you caption the picture. And it's so poignant and perfect.
Yeah, that's
and
perfect.
He did it so well. And it's funny because you were mentioning him about being a storyteller at heart. And in honor of Vin Scully this episode, I'm going to be peppering the show a little bit with some Vin Scully drops, if you will. I don't have much. I have a couple, but just something fun. We'll see if I'm able to point them in the right direction. I keep drinking these hazy doubles. I might just be hitting a button for no reason, which I often do towards the tail end of shows. But I mentioned how leading up to the NFL season, we wanted to do something a little bit more NFL related going in. We're going to omit that this week because I'm going to fill that void with this little particular segment about arguably the greatest broadcaster in history who we just lost. And on that, I just want to play a clip that I found, which is just Vin Scully to the bone. And it's him about it's a at bat by Johnny Gomes of the Atlanta Braves in 2015. And this is just how Vin does it. Let's hear it. It's a couple minutes, and it just couldn't be any better. Here we go.
Johnny, to make the understatement of the day, has had a very tough life. We can give you maybe one or two stories. We don't want to get into too much of the privacy area. Let's start when he was 12. He was doing work on his grandmother's house, and a hired hand showed up with a wolf on a leash. Here's the 2-0 pitch.
Oh, I love it. Seamless.
2-1. Anyway, Johnny loved dogs. He had never owned one, though he had no idea about how serious a wolf might be. So he walked up to the wolf, and the man hollered at him, "No, it's a real wolf. Don't pet it." The 2-1 pitch in. Well, the man ties up the wolf, goes around the corner to mend the fence, and Johnny goes back to the wolf, saying something like, "Oh, I'll talk to him and it'll be great." And the wolf attacks him, has knocked him down on his chest, just about ready to devour him. 2-2 pitch, check swing, no swing, ball 3. Johnny suddenly, totally and completely relaxed. He was done. He knew it. And whatever he did by relaxing, the wolf decided, I don't have a rival here. And the wolf got off his chest. Johnny got up and walked away. Ground ball by the diving Turner, and the base hit by Johnny Gomes.
I mean, come on now.
Yes. You hear how it's
fucking incredible.
Keeps you up to speed on what's going on in the game, but it's not the point of what he's talking about.
Well, I don't have a rival here. Like, just the way you would say shit.
Yeah.
And then there's just a little, anyway,
you
just right into the next one. I mean, just incredible storytelling within a sporting event.
The GOAT.
The GOAT, most likely. And as a Harry Kalas guy, I mean, I actually, and now I'm going to make myself look like an idiot. My top 3 favorite baseball guys of all time: Harry Kalas, Vin Scully, and then I think why now his name's escaping me. This is crazy. The old Detroit Tigers play-by-play announcer.
Oh yeah, he
back
was
in the
great.
day.
Shoot.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I
where
thought
is
you were
he?
going to say Bob Uecker.
No, I
A
never
lot of
really got
people
into
say
Bob
him,
Uecker
but he's
too
very,
much,
very
but
funny for sure. He was extremely funny.
that clip though had me rolling. And
Yeah, man, Vin. That's a great clip. That's Vin at his best there.
yeah, for sure.
But
For sure.
the other thing I'd like to point out, and we can actually talk about our picks after this, but before
Ernie Harwell, by the way, is who
Ernie
I was
Harwell,
talking
yes,
about.
he
Yep.
was wonderful. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, people would also say Joe Buck's dad, Jack Buck, was very, very,
Yep.
very good for a long time.
Yeah, but then again, he's Joe Buck's dad, so
Cardinals, I think.
Yeah.
And people would say Harry Carey. It was never my cup of tea, but I get it.
Me neither.
He's great in his own way, just as you could say. What was the guy, the Yankees guy, the old Yankees guy, the real
Phil
old guy?
Rizzuto.
Yeah, Phil Rizzuto.
Yeah.
You know, in his way, he was great. It's just wasn't my thing. But what I would say, last thing I'll say about Vin for now, until you play another clip, and then I'll have like 10.
No. That's the clip. That's the clip. I'm just going to do some little fun.
The last
little
thing I will say is that there have never been any other television baseball broadcasts in my lifetime where it's just one person.
Yeah, true.
I've never seen anyone else even try to do it.
Carry it with
and you wouldn't want them to do it.
No, right.
And he did it into his 80s.
Yeah.
And he did it perfectly.
90s, right?
Or almost 90s, yeah.
Oh, no, he
probably maybe not that,
late 80s. Yeah, it's incredible.
80s, and by himself.
Oh, man.
Incredible.
A true professional.
Anybody else try to do it, first of all, they'd be shot to hell. They could do it for one night. They'd need a night off. He did it every night.
Every night.
And secondly, is you would be so bored of just listening to that one person by the end.
Yep.
With him, it would never mattered.
Never.
Because he was incredible.
Just like I never used to be bored of my pop-up, shooting the shit, saying stuff that makes me
Same idea.
up. Same thing, man. He's the ultimate. Like Harry Kalas, I always looked up to as like an idol, especially as someone who wanted to get into broadcasting. And
that voice.
He was family in a way that was like just family. But Vin Scully's got that like pop-up vibe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's amazing. But anyway, R.I.P. Vin Scully.
Yes, rest in peace.
It's not every day you sit here and reminisce about losing. I mean, I remember when Harry Kalas died. This is no bullshit, but I mean, it hurt bad for everybody in the greater Philadelphia area, but a lot of people around the world who were Phillies fans or whatnot. But I'll never forget finding out about it, losing it, calming down. Then I went into the shower. I took a shower. I was meeting my friend Pat at what used to be called Chink Steaks. Now it's called Joe's Steaks in Northeast Philly. For a cheesesteak, to literally have a cheesesteak and talk about Harry Kalas. Before I left, I got in the shower and 610 WIP played like a best of Harry Kalas clips and like a fucking huge baby. I had my head against the tile, crying, sobbing louder than the radio was, listening to those things. So I can't imagine Dodgers universe, how they're feeling right now, but we lost the best, arguably. It's incredible career, incredible person. And you know what else is incredible? Was the Woodman starting off the plays of the week?
Yes,
batting first. No, I can't even try and do it. But let's see what you got here. Playing center field, batting first. The Woodman, David Woody.
I'm gonna start it off with an easy one.
Oh,
and by easy I mean it's easy money.
All right, sounds good for me.
Let's get down to business.
A lot of people probably remember that this was the week where the trade deadline happened, so there were a lot of trades in baseball. People might know that the team that quote unquote won the trade deadline got Juan Soto, who's a MVP. He's
future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a future Hall of Famer. He's only 23, but he's been in the league since he was like 19, and he was absolutely incredible at 19. So he's
amazing.
one of the best we've seen for sure. His last game with the Nats, he went 1 for 1 with a home run and 3 walks.
Wow.
And that is the kind of player that he is. It was a perfect finish for his career there. Like, he's just, I always say that baseball, is so different from other sports because there's no clock, and the currency instead of time that the game is played with is outs.
Yeah.
And being a tough out is the best. The highest compliment you can get from the opposing pitcher is that you were a tough out. Right. It's the best thing you can do for your team. It's just
the
be
Wade Boggs
hard
of the world,
to get out. Barry Bonds,
just Tony Gwynn.
Can't get me out.
Right.
Tony Gwynn, exactly. And Soto, my God, I mean, for somebody with as much power as he has, it's amazing how hard he is to get out. If you throw it in the zone, he's going to crush it, and if you throw it out of the zone, he'll take his walks. He don't care. I'm not making
the correlation is the correlation here that you're taking Padres on Friday or
actually,
on Thursday.
I'm going to do something more fun than that.
I see. Oh,
I'm going to take the Padres and Rockies to go over.
Okay.
I don't know why it's so low.
I thought you were going player prop there.
No, that would have been super fun.
Oh,
I don't know why it's so low. It's only 7.5. I hope this doesn't move by the time
you want to look at that again.
Yeah. Why is it only 7.5? It's because Musgrove is going. But to be honest, he's had a couple of tough starts lately.
Yeah. You know what I like about this? It almost was a pick.
He hasn't been locking it down. And the Rockies, on the road, they don't hit too much. But the Padres are going to hit the hell out of them. The Padres might give you 8 runs and take care of this by themselves, even if Musgrove throws a gem. I think this is a super easy one. I think there's like about 10 different paths to there being 8 runs scored in this game. I don't know why the over-under is so low. I assume it's just because it's Musgrove.
It's Musgrove.
That's not enough for me.
This could be a Padres over team runs here
easily. I mean, this team is gonna start scoring a ton of runs, and the Rockies starter,
whatever.
It's Freeland. He's
Freeland,
nobody to worry about. You don't worry about him.
No, he's off and on. Listen, the thing that I like about this is that you're talking about Musgrove. Yeah, he's been a little shaky. And you know what they just did? They just shored him up for 5 years for $100 million. Almost kind of like a discount, they're calling it. But he just signed a contract that has solidified his family's life, monetarily
forever.
and forever, and those that come after them. And often, especially in baseball, when you sign something like that as a starting pitcher, you do not necessarily come out of the gate fucking all hopped up on Mountain Dew. You know what I mean?
And I don't know
you're
why
kind of
that
like,
is.
holy fuck, you're still wondering, still pinching yourself. But yeah, it is true.
Maybe some of them kind of resting on their laurels. Others are probably putting too much pressure on themselves, going the other direction.
I think the latter is where it's at.
The latter is more common because you got to remember, it's easy to paint these guys. You look at the millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in some cases, and it's easy to paint these guys as, entitled, spoiled, whatever. They may be those things too because they're so unbelievably rich. I get it. But you got to remember too at the same time, and again, this is what Jump the Sharp is so known for, is our nuance. You got to remember at the same time that they're also the most competitive people in the world. These are the most competitive people in the world. They could never have gotten to this level, no matter how much talent they were born with, if they weren't hyper competitive. And so I think Brian's onto something here. I think he comes out tomorrow. The team's made all these moves. They're already up tonight 5-1 in the 3rd inning. There's already 6 runs in that game tonight.
Fucking I should have taken it tonight too. God damn it.
Should have taken it tonight. But I think this is just ridiculous that it's so low. Hop all over this guy's at -115.
Gravy. Mine's going to be a little bit more on the juice side. Apologize for that, but it's a money line pick here. I could be talked into on the plus side and taking the run line, but 2 teams coming off a day off. It's the Blue Jays at the Twins. Blue Jays to win is -125, a road favorite for a divisional leading Twins. So that kind of tells me something a little bit there. The reason why, Sonny Gray is on the mound for Minnesota, and he's proved that he just can't go deep. Okay. Yeah. That sounds a little double entendre. He doesn't have a big penis, is what I'm trying to say. But
give it to me hard.
No, he had in 15 starts, he's gone. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 15 starts this year. He's gone more than 6 innings pitched twice in 16. 5.92 ERA in July and 5 starts in July. He's just not feeling himself as I continue with that kind of a notion. But no, Sonny Gray is not impressing me right now at all.
Sort of a limp dick season.
Kind of limp, phallically. What's the word I'm looking for?
Struggling.
Correct, yes. So, meanwhile, the Blue Jays have Alek Manoah, who's more solid and consistent by far. He had a shaky start last start, yeah, sure, but that's why I like him here. That's a Hollywood play right there, is it not?
It's a Hollywood play.
It's his first shaky start in a while. And what do good pitchers having great years on good offensive teams do when they have a bad start? They bounce back. Honestly, he had a bad start. You know what they did? They lost 4-2 after his bad start. They would have had any kind of offense that game. They're beating the Tigers. It was against the Tigers. But the Blue Jays are due for an offensive boom. The over-under on this was ironically enough, Woody, it's 7.5. And my initial pick was this. I actually have that crossed out. My first pick was Blue Jays Twins over 7.5. And what I ended up doing in researching, yes, I still like it. Want to go ahead on the boner side? Go for it, folks, because I'll be putting some on it too. I like the over-under on this as well.
Okay.
Or over, I should say, for the over-under.
Yeah.
But and another reason, I told you, they're both coming off a day off. I would love to know statistics on 2 teams coming off a day off if the over hits. But what was I saying? Oh, after I started doing the research.
Dude? Probably not, and I will tell you why. Because every member of both bullpens is totally fresh.
I can see that. Well, now that might make me come off the over-under a little bit, but I still like the Blue Jays.
I'd say stick with your original pick. I like your pick.
That's where I'm going. But like Sonny Gray could come out in the 4th inning, and sure, the bullpens might be fresh, but now you got to throw
for 5 innings,
4 relievers. You know what I mean?
It's not going to work. Yeah.
So I'll take Blue Jays. They're due for an offensive explosion, I think. And,
it's fun. And so, like as a little bonus, guys, to like an SGP where you do Blue Jays to win the game, the over in the game, and then pick pick something else that you like. Maybe this Manoah guy to have whatever it is,
some
6
strikeouts
or whatever.
Give Guerrero 2 bases or something and go nuts on that. I think I just like that fucking same game you just
really
put out
fun.
there. I'm gonna set a little reminder on that there, Woodman. But good call on that. But yeah, my official pick, I'll take the Blue Jays because after doing that research, I ended up like really just not feeling the Twins vibe on this game, especially when they're giving some juice on that for the away team. I get it. Blue Jays are powerful, and I think they're going to make it happen. Give me Blue Jays.
It's a great pick. That's a great pick. I don't know how I skipped that one. It's awesome.
Giddy up.
Okay. I'm gonna do so last week I gave you 3 run lines. This week I only have 1. I'm gonna give it now. So Padres Rockies are going over. Give it to me hard. I've got a run line for you, and it's the Dodgers. That maybe won't surprise everyone, but it'll be for some reasons that maybe might surprise some folks. At first, I was like, Dave, what are you doing? Don't take this. Look for something else. There's got to be better things. Make a different pick. Because it's a divisional game, and they're on the road. And you're like, the Giants, let's be honest, though. A divisional game against the Padres? Okay, I would not be making this pick. The Giants are not that good. They're below 500 now. They've fallen. They're 20 games back, right? This is not happening. It's not their year. The magic from last year is long gone. Let's be honest. Chris Bryant's gone. It's just not the same team. They're not feeling it. It's a lot of the kind of offensive magic that they got from guys like Mike Yastrzemski and others. It's just not there.
So the Giants like the most overreaching team of the last 2 years in baseball. Like, who are these people? I know Mike's got the genealogy, but other than that, who are these Brandon Belts? Like, these are the most unathletic looking fucking people.
Last year's Giants was probably the most by like the the eggheads. I like to look at what they crunch all the numbers
big time.
They say last year's Giants was the most like over what was the word
overachieving. There it is.
You want to look at that again?
Overachieving team in a long time. Yeah, very much so. So give me the Dodgers run line here. It's really about the pitching. So, Kershaw. This is very Hollywood here.
All right, let's go. I love it.
Kershaw had a bad start. Just a little more than a week ago, July 24th. He had a bad start. Would you like to take a wild guess which team it was against?
No. Can't tell me it was against those San Fransies.
These very Giants. He had a bad start where he gave up 4 runs and he only lasted 4 innings, which
Wow.
Kershaw has a 2.66 ERA this year. He's been fantastic. So that was a really bad start. It was his first start out of the All-Star game, in which, by the way, he pitched very well. And right before the All-Star game was his start against the Angels, where he almost had a perfect game.
Incredible.
So he came out after the All-Star break and he had this bad start. I think he's pissed. I also want to say I think the whole team is a little bit pissed.
You just got me on that.
All eyes are on their division rival now, the Padres, who are only after this dude. I mean, okay, they're 11.5 back. Granted, that's a ways, but I think they're pissed that everybody's talking about the Padres, and they're going to be. I think they'll be fired up, and I think Kershaw's fired up against his longest-term rival, their number one rival team, going into San Francisco, where he's historically pitched extremely well his whole career. And I think he's mad that his last start was bad. The Dodgers are on kind of a little bit of a not great start here out of the break, and he wants to fucking shove it down their throat.
Fucking A. You just got me so pumped with everything you just went through in line there. It's such, like you mentioned, my line of thinking. And fucking A, man.
And obviously, if you just compare the hitting, forget it, right? The Dodgers have fantastic hitters, and the Giants really don't. So it's minus 130. That's the only thing I don't love. But I'll take that run line. I think it's fair. I think it's good. If somebody really is worried about it, you can take the money line. I will say, though, if you want to do that, here, I got a stat for you that told me not to do it. The Dodgers have only played 17 one-run games this whole year.
Yep, that's insane.
They don't play one-run games. They win by a lot, basically.
Right.
I don't think there's any point in it. You're going to give up so much juice for that half a run. Forget it, dude. Just take the run line.
You know what I love about it? And you got me so hyped. Like, the same deal with last week, except my only thing was the caveat about Lance Lynn, and unfortunately, that was the nail in the coffin. But this, I don't have any. You pumped me up. You gave a couple Hollywood-flavored notions, and now I'm ready to move.
I think it moved.
And after all that said and done, I was like, let me see who's pitching for the Giants. Jacob Junis. The fuck is that?
Yeah.
So give me up.
I looked him up too.
I should say.
Here. You want to know how many innings he lasted his last 3 starts?
Oh baby,
2.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
I think 2, it moved. I think
4,
it moved.
3rd, and then 4.
Oh, baby. Fucking.
I mean, he doesn't even make it to the 5th inning.
My God, I need a cigarette. Like, what the fuck after this?
Yeah, this was almost number 1. I really was feeling the Padres. So
I just feel like I had a night with a hooker.
So Dodgers run line minus 130.
Giddy up. How about that? Way to go. All right. I'm going to move to a run line myself. I'm going to bring that shit home. I don't very often tout my home squad very often. I'll just say very often one more time. Because I don't do it very often. Especially this kind of a team. It's so hard to bet Phillies on shit, especially when you're watching them every day and know their ins and outs, and they're just they're like the kid with potential that keeps struggling with his heroin addiction, and you're like, no, like, fuck. Come on. You have the potential and you know it. Just get it straight once and you'll be out of there.
A fan of Hunter Biden.
There you go. Phillies minus 1.5. I'm trusting it on this week's show. By the way, that Dodgers game is 3:45 Eastern time.
Oh, yeah.
So
sorry, guys. You did
get going on that. Phillies minus 1.5, minus 115 on the juice versus the lowly Soto-less Washington Nationals. And
yes,
I took a Hollywood approach out of the gate for this. You know what? They got the shit kicked out of them today, I believe, by the Mets. At least it was looking bad earlier. They might have did something. But the night before, they went ahead and spoiled DeGrom's return. And that, to me, was a missed oppo for me today, because I honestly did not have a single second to blink an eye, let alone put in a fucking bet. Because all the shit we have going on here. But I I would have been all over the Mets after that game. But I think the Nats literally blew their load for a week, beating DeGrom, and after the day after Soto leaves, or the day of actually, and Josh Bell. But think about what I just said. Soto left. Josh Bell left.
Yeah.
They didn't get anything back. I
No.
mean, Luke Voigt isn't going to fucking propel them to a 10-game
they
winning
mostly
streak.
just got teenagers back, man.
Exactly. That won't be there. And
They won't be
I
there.
got a lot to go off on this because Nats, they're cooked from here on out. Philly, they got Syndergaard premiering, and the way he reacted to a trade over here via social media and interviews and stuff, like he seems really confident, really fun. He's having a ball about it, and I think he's going to be really excited to pitch tomorrow night or tonight, as you guys will hear this. And Phillies have played Nats 8 times this year. They're 6-2. 4 of those W's were over 1.5 runs, over that run line. And the pitcher for the Nationals, this Paulo Espino guy, he was a good bullpen. He was good in the bullpen for the first couple months of the year, but then they swung him to the rotation, and boy, howdy. The fact that he's still doing that just means that they're like, let's just get it through the year. And when you are where you're at right now as an organization with the Nationals, you're not looking to correct the bad shit. You're out of it. What's the point in correcting it? Let the guy, if he has potential as a starter, he just starts the rest of the year. Sure, could blow up in his face,
and
but
frankly,
what's a loss do for you?
It doesn't. And even if he has no potential, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you care?
Move on. He's
Doesn't matter.
been putrid as a starter.
Yeah.
Putrid. I could look it up, but it's insane. It's bad. And after showing potential, like I mentioned in the pen. So also, let me just, you know what? I'm going to save something for a little bit. I'll just say Philly's going to be pumped with their new acquisitions at home. Acquisitions, I said. Syndergaard's playing, but now you got Robinson back in the pen. I know we signed him to a big deal, and he got free money in Philly after being injured, but then he went to the Cubs this year, and now he's arguably one of the best relievers in the NL. And now he's back. He's back with the Phillies, and he's healthy. So it's amazing. We've never seen that before. Then we kind of got Brandon Marsh for a little bit of a deal, and that's not touting any kind of going to help cover a run line, but he's arguably one of the better defensive center fielders in the league. And if there's a team in the fucking majors that needs defense, then it's going to be the Philadelphia Phillies. So I'm going to pause right there. Actually, you know what, Woodman? Can I go ahead and just roll in?
Go ahead. What do you got?
Go ahead and roll in here.
Yeah.
To my third pick of the week, which is the fighting Phillies over 5.5 team runs for the game against the Nationals. Now, where does this pay? That is even money. You're getting even money on that on DraftKings. So you're getting 1-to-1 odds here. And I'm just going to keep going with this fucking hand blasting of Paulo Espino and all that shit. Phillies averaging 6.8 runs a game in their 6 wins against the Nationals.
Yeah.
And this Paulo Espino, I should say, not Espinino. The Phillies played them last time they faced in a series. They faced this cat in Philly at Citizens Bank on July 5th. Guess the score, David Woody, of that game.
I'll say it was 8-6.
11-0 fighting Phils.
Oh boy.
Our boy Paulo went 3 2/3 with 6 hits and 4 earned before they finally pulled the plug before it got worse. But
yikes.
He is.
You are the man.
He is not Harry. I had to put Harry in there too as we're doing the Vin, but we got to get back there.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Vin. Phillies team total over 5.5. I don't think I really need to ponder much more on it after what I was talking about with the run line. Syndergaard, I think, has some fun out there. I see him getting 6 or 7 under him, maybe 2 runs. Phillies, they're going to put up. I think this is like a 9-3, 9-2 game. So giddy up to the Phils here.
That's awesome. So you get 2 for 1 there in that game
on the Phillies. Like I've never been comfortable betting them.
No, but they've really come around. I think they won 3-1 today, by the way.
They did. A big homer by old Castellanos, who could have homered last Tuesday, asshole.
And I noticed Wheeler pitched great again. He's very good.
Shooting up the Cy Young ranks, but I think Sandy had a rough outing today or something like that. But I still think Sandy's gonna take that Cy Young.
We'll see.
I remember I talked about Musgrove.
It's
on
very
the show a few weeks
difficult
ago.
to win it on a bad team.
Yeah. Oh, the Marlins bad though.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Okie doke. Good talk.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. They're let's see. They are.
He's still odds-on favorite by a long shot. Alcantara's fucking Alcantara.
Well,
I
he's
should say.
been tremendous. He's
Minus
very
210.
good.
Corbin Burns plus 700. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a difference.
That's funny. That's.
Can I tell you about a future that I put in?
Sure.
And I want to get your thoughts on it before you make your third pick.
Okay.
This was after. So here's what I do sometimes, guys. After you have a week like last week, I know that NFL is coming up. And if you followed our picks last week, you made some money. And before the NFL gets underway, I sometimes like to make sure that I get in some bets that I wouldn't be comfortable with doing if I was just kind of like keeping myself regular afloat and just trying to stay within a regular budget. When I have a good week and the NFL is right around the corner, I'm kind of like, holy shit, let me get in some last minute Major League Baseball futures. Yeah. Where the fuck is it? I'm trying to look for it as I'm speaking. Anyway, it was a Judge MVP, Alcantara,
Cy Young,
and the fucker who got hurt, Rodriguez, Julio, in Seattle for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And here it is. There it is right there. Judge, Alcantara, Rodriguez. He'll be back though. And it was $62.88 because I had like or $262.88 to win $163. So I'm winning $100 on that. Judge, Alcantara, Julio Rodriguez. They're all unflappable, aren't they?
It's got a good shot, bro.
All right.
Say that.
Thanks so much for your input.
You like that?
I do like it.
Giddy up.
You want to look at that again? That's the smartest thing of the night. Anyway.
I'll just let him go. We can
So
do that.
good.
You want me to do the wolf thing? I'll hit the wolf drop again.
So good. No, we're good. Okay, my third one, I wanted to give something plus. It's barely, right? It's plus 100.
Oh, good for you.
It's plus 100, but it's fun. I think the Braves can take the Mets tomorrow. I'm going to tell you a couple reasons why. This is the money line. It's plus 100.
Okay.
Carrasco's on the hill for the Mets. He's really had a tough time against right-handers. That sounds weird because he's right-handed, but his best pitch is his changeup, which kills lefties. He gets hit pretty good by right-handers. The Braves have an MVP candidate, Austin Riley, who bats right-handed. They also have Ronald Acuna, right-handed hitter. They have a number of good right-handed hitters.
Ozuna went nuts.
And Ozuna as well. So I think he could give up some runs. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not basing this bet solely on that, though. The other issue is Kyle Wright, the Braves' younger guy. He's 26. He's been in the league a couple years. He's really, really broken through this year, and he's won 7 straight starts.
Holy shit.
7 straight starts. He's got his ERA down to 2.83.
Wow.
For the year. He's been fantastic. He's been just as good on the road as at home. I think the Braves, are a little bit not pleased that they lost today to the Phillies, right? The Mets won, so they're not. It's not like they're coming in.
Both played
hot.
afternoon games.
They both played afternoon games. They both have to travel up to New York. The Mets were down in D.C. The Braves were at home in Atlanta.
Isn't it weird how they schedule that shit sometimes?
Yeah, they both have to fly up to New York.
Equidistant.
So even though it's a home game for the Mets, it's still travel day, the same as it is for the Braves. I don't give them that as much of an advantage for being home necessarily. And I just think the Braves right-handed hitters will get to Carrasco. He's really, really had a tough time against righties. He's over a 5 ERA against power hitting righties. He just gets crushed, man.
Giddy up. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't think people understand the fact that when we do Wednesday night shows on baseball centric shows, I should say, is that the palette does not have as many colors to work with here. So we're looking Thursday. At, I don't know, 9 games or so as compared to 16 normally or 15 normally. So some of these games we feel. This one, I feel like you don't feel it as much.
Well, it's third for a reason, but I'll say I do kind of. I'll put it this way: I could also be talked. If you don't love that what I said, I'll give you another option because I did have a second idea, which is the same.
Oh boy, I love it.
No, within the same game, and the other.
You just didn't sound like you were big time, like
I
in
like
on
it.
that.
I like it at plus 100. I think the
I'm
Braves
still
can take
doing
him.
it. Like, I mean, fucking hey.
Or you could do. See, here's the thing: I can't give you the Braves run line plus 1.5.
No,
Because
for
it's
minus
useless
200 or
and
whatever.
it's minus 200 exactly.
Plus, I don't
It's
like that
stupid.
anyway.
I don't like it.
I don't like getting runs.
No, I don't like it either. I never do that. Actually, we've probably never done that.
I don't
But
think
I
we
will
ever
say,
have. I
if
don't
some-
think we've
if-
ever said plus 1.5.
If somebody doesn't agree with my analysis on Carrasco and that the Braves have too much right-handed power, okay.
Are you yelling at me?
Oh, I should have mentioned Swanson too, Dansby Swanson.
You want to look at that again?
Here's what I'll say. Okay, fair enough. But I know I'm right about Kyle Wright. He's won 7 straight, and he's been. Look up his stats. So you tell me what you think about Kyle Wright. But here's what I'll say then. Okay, then why not take that under? Under 8. Under 8 gets me minus 110. It's almost the same. It's 10 points. Under 8. I like it.
Totally.
Dude, there's not going to be a ton of runs in this game. I'm telling you, these are good starters, and both teams have very good bullpens.
City Field, big park.
City Field's a pitcher's park.
I'll tell you what.
Not
what do you
a lot
like
of
better?
runs scored.
Ready for this? Where are you looking at right now? DK?
I'm on DK.
All right. So what is it? What's the juice?
Under 8 is minus 110.
Fuck that. Go to FanDuel right now.
Okay.
Under 8.5 is minus 115.
There you go. So if you guys don't, I'm sticking with my pick. My pick is Braves money line plus 100. Okay, that's the pick. I'm not changing it. Brian's not going to talk me off this ledge. But
no. I didn't say I didn't like it.
If y'all don't like
I'm
it
just
as
saying,
much,
y'all saying what?
Head over to FanDuel. Well, I'm talking about the Braves. Head over to FanDuel, and for minus 115, you can get under 8.5. I think that's very safe. That feels safer. If you want to play it safe, I'd go with that.
I'm definitely going with that. Can I also give a random bonus pick out of the way? Because I just actually put down some whiskey a couple minutes ago, and I'm just gonna.
Now would be a good time to do that.
Feel free to go ahead and do whatever the fuck I want on our own show. Okay.
Yes.
How about an underdog pick of the week money line winner? Now I want you to go up and down real quick. Not that many, but you need to pick a money line plus. And I'll tell you where I'm heading with this, and I'll tell you why. It's the Hollywood effect, the HWA. Oh, dude, I'll tell you what, folks. I don't know if you know this, but it's almost NFL season, and you're going to hear the initials DWE coming soon. Oh, mercy. I can't wait for that. But anyway, this is almost an HWE. Verlander came out pitching great last week after we said he would. But he struggled, I think, the week before that. But here's the deal. I think I sent this in a text to you guys or our little text group, but I said Zach Plesac was rumored to be getting traded, and he's going to the mound today with Cleveland, and the trade deadline's right around the way, and he's going to shit the bed, take the run line for the team. I think it was a Rays, whoever they were playing, and that hit. Now Zach Plesac who's
Still
got
there.
talent. He's got talent. He just hasn't made, but he's got the ability to do it. He's got the talent to make it happen, and he's still there. And you know what he did? He's a young kid, and he could not be happier that he doesn't have to move. Like that's the thing. They're still people. You got to think about the moving process. Like he doesn't have to worry about moving, at least for another year. But his body now has like decompressed. And he's fucking ready to play against one of the best teams. And the Cleveland Guardians, as they are not that terrible of a team. And Cleveland's going to beat the Verlander-led Houston Astros at plus 170.
Whew. It's a spicy take. I like it. I like a spicy take. I don't like the actual pick, but I love the spicy take.
That almost was a pick of the week, by the way, for me.
If that hits, you are brilliant because, man, that's tough to...
Cleveland plus 170.
Boy. I think Verlander's got a really good chance to win the Cy Young, actually, in the American League.
Right now he's odds on. McClanahan had a little bit of a rough outing his last, so
really?
Verlander jumped him, yeah. They're still plus. They're both on the plus side. I think Verlander's
Yeah.
170 and McClanahan's 2. But
I might consider dropping a couple of bucks on that Verlander. I'll
Yeah, I
give
think
you
he
one.
wins.
Okay, so you asked for one, right? So I'll give you a fun one. You know, I haven't looked up exactly everything that's going on with these two guys, but Johnny Cueto is like 100 years old and hasn't been very good in that long. I have no idea who this Rangers pitcher is. Cole Reagans. I assume he's very young.
Cole Reagans.
But
Jesus,
the
never
White
heard.
Sox are just okay. The Rangers aren't that bad. They get plus 110 against Cueto, who I can't imagine is good anymore.
No,
I
it's got the Anibal Sanchez stank on
could
it.
take that Rangers pick. Another one, if you wanted to do it, was the Cubs have Stroman going, who is really honestly very good. They're plus because they're on the road at St. Louis. St. Louis is kind of good, right? Cubs plus 135. I don't know. I don't hate it. I just wish they had better hitting. But Stroman
I
could
like how we're like slowly covering every game of the week. Like there's only 2 games.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to cover. This will make us cover every game except 2. I'm going to say this right now. Ready? It's still a plus. I asked for a plus. I'm going to go with the Oakland A's at plus 100 on the road. You know why?
I almost took that.
Because they're at the Angels.
Yep.
And do you know, this is exactly why. The Angels starting pitcher,
I saw it.
his name is Jansen Junk.
Struggling.
His name is Junk. I mean, if the gambling gods aren't telling you anything, Oakland A's has Paul Blackburn on tapping the toe on the mound. Angels have Jansen Junk.
I
You
literally
want to look
almost
at that
picked
again?
I mean,
A's plus 100 was almost one of my picks. Seriously.
Really? That dude,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just doing that for a joke. The dude's name is Junk.
And the Angels have been really bad, dude.
Oh my word.
They've been so bad.
Dude, how can you have a name like Junk and be and go, I'm gonna be a fucking pitcher in the majors? Like good for him. I hope
It just shows
it's
you
like-
what a team sport baseball is, right? The Angels have the best athlete in the world.
Yep.
the reigning
and then
MVP.
Junk on their team.
And he's
You
incredible.
could literally say that. You got Junk on your team.
And they
They'd
got
be
Junk
like, hey,
on their
wait.
team.
And I'm like, no, you got Junk on your fucking team. And then the best athlete in the world, Shohei, could be like, I love Junk. Like, oh, do you? Okay. Does he just not know our language yet? No, I love Junk. That's incredible. Jansen Junk. Holy fuck. All right. Well, I guess there's no way better to go out than that. Jansen Junk. My man. Let's have ourselves a week. I had a great time last week making some money. We'll look forward to it again.
Yeah.
Apparently, we made like sneaky 9 picks this week.
Yeah.
After agreeing on a pick or 2 last week. Now we not only did we not become say come sa on a pick, but we went ahead and just spurted out some junk.
Well, I'm still embarrassed that I had too much whiskey and couldn't think of the name Jerry Rice. So that still stings me from last week. But we had great picks, so it's fine. It all makes up for it.
Well, yeah, still pretty.
I'm embarrassed.
Pretty embarrassing. But,
It is. It's probably the first thing I've ever been embarrassed about on this show. That's pretty
That's
rough.
the smartest thing of the night.
That's Vinny.
Thank you, Vin.
Anyway,
Time to go by the Vinnies.
You gotta save that anyway one.
That's a great one, isn't it?
You're gonna use that all the time.
For any little bit of a dull moment.
Yeah, yep.
anyway,
All right. I guess we'll get out of here. Thanks, Vin. Oh, all right. Well,
Oh my gosh, you guys! I hope you guys have as much fun listening to the show as we do making it, because this is a friggin' blast.
this is show number 85, and I would say for 82 of them, I just get really, 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 really pumped. And we talked about it before. I get to see one of my best friends in the world and shoot the shit about sports, but not only that, but we're making dough. But then also, in part of it is that we really hope that someone is out there enjoying it. And I love everybody that we know personally that is out there listening to this, and we thank you so much.
Yes,
And if you can
they
spread
always
the
reach
word,
out to
giddy up,
us
they
and
do.
tell
They
us,
do, and it's amazing.
Thank you guys for that.
But what I think, and this does not diminish that, and I hope you guys don't take it as that, but I think what means, or just that just gets us excited more than anything else, is for you sexy motherfuckers that we don't know that are listening to it. And we know you're out there, and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, we can
And,
see from the stats that there's like a whole bunch of people who
Yeah.
I don't know you.
We can't put put numbers on that. But we thank everybody for the support. And if you guys dig it, let us know personally, because we would appreciate that through Twitter and all that. But let somebody know that you know personally, and spread the word. We appreciate it. But yeah, this is so fun to do, and we look forward to making money. Hopefully we can keep going this week. But NFL is right around the corner, and if we are not elongated sexually by that, I don't know what will do it. You know what I mean, what man?
Give it to me hard. I guess you mean like engorged or enlarged, but that's fine.
Enlarged to show detail. Okay. Should I just?
What I will say is, I'm really enjoying baseball season. We've had a blast and we've made money, and I'm loving it. I'm very excited.
Good for you.
I'm very excited for football, though. Having said all that, but we do have one more week of nothing but baseball. That's next week. Enjoy that.
Yeah, seriously, guys. We have one more week where it is fully baseball pick centric, and then after that, we
get into some fun stuff.
I mean, it's almost like it's pillow fight time. Okay, feathers flying everywhere with NFL logos coming out of those pillows, because we're going to be hitting each other hard. Wait a second.
Give it to me hard.
There we go.
Look out.
Giddy up. Well, this is Jump the Sharp. Woodman, anything on the way out?
Much love.
Giddy up. We love everybody. Appreciate you. We'll catch you next week. Peace the fuck out. Go make some goddamn money. Fucking pillow fight. What the fuck?
Anyway,